Chelle was freaking out about hosting her first house party, where some of Smurf and Manny's house, including outside mortals, were also coming too. Chelle, you're panicking for nothing. Food, check. Music, check. Plasma bags so the vamps don't bite anyone, check. Panicking, schmanicking. Look, I just want everything to be semi-perfect. Is that too much to ask? Now, the guests are coming. Let's go. The guests were already dancing as soon as the music played. It was a one night, which they call Spoof night, as being in a room full of supernaturals was already a scare for the mortals in itself. It was also the only night that the most respected each other to not cause havoc to the host's house. Chelle was very pleased how everything was turning out in her favor, including catching up with her fellow friends. She would not want to admit Shende was right about not panicking as the night was still young, when all of a sudden she felt a slight shift inside her. Did she have too much to drink? No, she couldn't have. She didn't want to be the one to cancel the party earlier over something so silly like this. But what if this was a growth in her powers or something? To her, this was more of a tomorrow thing. Darko and Bianca spent most of the night outside with each other instead of spending time with their friends. Bianca didn't want to admit it, but she was hooked. Her dilemma was the fact that she didn't know what else to do about Rust, as she already started that fling way before getting to know Darko. And considering this is her true feelings as a vampire, she was already told this would heighten up and her desires will become more worse. Considering she already risked getting her heart broken over and over by the biggest player in the vamp community, why shouldn't she risk amping up her desires more for Darko? Chelle FaceTimed Shende while she was out of town, letting her know Smurf had some things to talk to them about, but would relay any message to him if she had any questions or concerns. Chelle didn't want to reveal anything she felt last night, as she tried to convince herself it was just probably the drinks that made her feel like that. Just tell Smurf to keep his dusty paws off my wine next time. Thank you for meeting me on such short notice. Let me just outright and say it. The vampire girl that's been missing since last month, her ashes have been found. Give me a second, I think Manny's here. Well, let's meet on the side since we both know he loves him some good tea. The information they found out was the vampire. She did live in the area, so they believe she was walking back home, but still don't know why she would walk instead of teleporting just like any other vampire, unless her powers was weakened or she was injured. They're going to ask all the houses first if they've seen her before her life was lost. This is something serious. I really hope it was a mortal who did it and not one of ours. You ain't even supposed to be here, but that's none of my business, Shende told Rust as she was getting ready to leave for work. Rust decided to let Sella in on a little secret about the upcoming house inspection, dealing with the missing vamp girl, which he heard Smurf and Manny whisper about during his meditation. The rumors started to spread like wildfire from supernatural to mortals, all realizing the missing vampire girl may not be an accident like everyone else originally thought. Some have said they witnessed some brawls happening during that week. Others have also accused her of being mentally unstable. With uncertainty became fear to the point where people didn't feel like they could trust their household and kept each other guarded. This could very well be the detour of getting the unity that was meant to not divide them break. After a long day of questioning the household, Chelle was beat and called in early night, but her dreams are becoming more and more vivid. Having flashes of people in the house did not make any sense to her at all. Smurf thanked Rust for the heads up from an unnamed source from finding out about the ashes of the missing girl. Rust let him know if he hears any more updates or finds anything new, that he will surely let them know. The problem about this unnamed source was none other than one of the counselors, Count Vladimir. He does not want the unity of the supernaturals as much as Rust don't. Count gave a specific confusion magic during the house party, but he did not know that Chelle's curse protection prevented her from being manipulated.
Shell shocked.